Somebody call a doctor because Bad Medicine's back. Over there is Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. That's the answer. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are checking out 2002's We Were Soldiers. This one has Mel Gibson in it, and beyond that, I don't know anything about it because this is a first-time watch for me. However, it came highly recommended, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I have never seen it, but I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to check it out. Hopefully it's a good watch.
Yeah, I haven't seen this film. I've said before, I've watched a lot of different documentaries on World War II. I understand this is on Vietnam, but just never got to see this one. But it's comes with high recommendations.
Yep, if you watched any of our war movies or shows that we're currently doing, you've heard me say it's never really been my genre to watch anything in this genre. So this is a new one for me. Let's go!
These are the true events of November 1965. This story is a testament to the young Americans who died in the Valley of Death and a tribute to the young men of the People's Army of Vietnam. To tell this story, I must start at the beginning. But where does it begin? Maybe in June of 1954, when French group Mobile 100 moved into the same central highlands of Vietnam, where we would go 11 years later.
Vous voyez quelque chose?
Oh! Oh! Oh!
They wasted no time to get us into...
No, we are starting off brutal.
Chúng ta có bắt giữ tù binh không?
Giết sạch bọn chúng để không cho chúng ta đi nữa.
Wow. Do my best to not remember the conversation with Kirk.
Oh.
Maybe this story begins in America, when the Army first realized a new kind of war was coming its way.
Problem in Vietnam is terrain. Jungles, mountains, rivers, maneuvers.
Got some stars in here.
Yep.
Ah,
Hey.
what do you know about our new colonel?
Has a master's in international relations from Harvard.
His expression changed there pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you're out.
Oh, jeez.
Pilot? Too tall, sir.
You're a
I can
pilot.
see that. Buy a drink?
Sure.
So your men call you snake shit.
That's an affectionate appellation of my comrades in arms, sir.
I'm Hal Moore.
Oh, I know, sir. Why else?
Your equipment is immaculate. Yesterday was Sunday. You didn't have to be training, but you work. They want to fly with you for some reason.
It's because I only recruit the dumb ones, sir.
Jeez.
The air calf.
Hey, is that Sam?
Sam Elliott without
Yeah.
a mustache. Wow, that's rare.
So do you know what kind
From
of
Remember the
goddamn
Titans.
day it is?
Oh, jeez.
Linebacker.
It's a young Ryan Hurst.
That was Ryan?
I think it was.
Yeah,
wasn't
that
it?
was yes. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know his
Oh,
real
wow.
name. Hey, John
Ham.
Hamm.
John Hamm?
Wow.
This film is loaded.
Well, it's 2002. They're young.
Welcome to the new cavalry. We will ride into battle, and this will be our horse.
Right on cue. It's almost like they planned it out.
Neither the new technology nor your status as officers will keep you above the danger. Now, I hope you gentlemen like training, because me and the sergeant major, we love it.
He barely cracked a smile there.
Oh,
Your officer's dead. What do you do? Get off the chopper! Get off of the chopper!
Oh.
Oh.
We'll be landing under fire, gentlemen. Men will die.
Nobody wanted to hear that. Landing under fire.
You said your prayers? Come on, I'll say them with you. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Pray for us. Cecile, I don't hear you praying, honey.
I want to be Catholic. I want to be Methodist like Mommy.
Methodist.
I tell you what, you wanna pray and thank God for our family? I can hear you laughing, even in here.
I'm not laughing, I'm marveling. That you can find stubbornness in your children and think it comes from anybody but you.
I'll give you something to marvel at.
So that's how they got 5 of them.
Jesus Christ. I mean, it's true.
I'm taking the levity when it's here because I got a feeling we're not going to have it later
of course.
on.
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a weatherman now?
He can't win. Hey, Chris Klein.
Chris Klein.
Leader must remain cool and calm. Thinking.
It's our advisors in Vietnam. New radio's picking up atmospheric bounce.
When Crazy Horse was a baby, he nursed from the breast of every woman in the tribe. Every warrior called every woman in the tribe mother. Every older warrior, they called him grandfather. Now, the point here is that they fought as a family.
Any of some just called me Grandpa. I'll kill you.
Hell, he did jump with the 82nd in World War II.
Yeah.
Everybody, take your boots off. Socks, too.
Oh!
I want you to draw fresh socks from supply. Keep your feet dusted with powder.
Have to do more than that.
Now, that young man's a leader.
Yes, sir. That big strong one there, he wants to win medals.
Ladies, I know that some of you are new to the Army.
Carrie.
Right there.
Oh, there she is.
So why don't we start with item number 1? Food. Where's the best place to shop?
Well, I tried Big Star and it's okay.
Laundry?
Oh, well, the base washing machines don't work. They're full of sand from the swamp missions.
All right, I'll take care of that.
They won't let you wash your colored things in their machines.
At a public laundromat?
I'm telling you, they have a big sign right in the window says whites only.
Oh, jeez.
Honey, they mean white people only.
That's awful.
I know what my husband's fighting for, and that's why I can smile. My husband will never ask for respect.
You all right? I think my water's... We're all calm. That's it. We're all calm.
We're all calm. We're all calm.
Well, I didn't want to disturb you.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's all right, please.
Well, how's your wife?
She's okay. So is my daughter. I just wanted to be here for a while before I held her. Yeah, I'm sorry about
No,
this,
don't you take that off. You leave that on where it is. That's an order.
What do you think about being a soldier and a father?
I hope that being good at the one makes me better at the other.
Barbara and I spent a year in Africa. We helped build a school for orphans. I know God has a plan. I just hope it's to help protect orphans, not make any.
Come on, let's go ask him. I pray you watch over the young men like Jack Gagan. One more thing, dear Lord, about our enemies. Ignore their heathen prayers and help us blow those little bastards straight to hell.
Wow.
Daddy,
Yeah.
what is a war?
It's something that shouldn't happen, but it does. It's when some people try to take the lives of other people. Soldiers like your daddy have to, it's my job to go over there and stop them.
But they can't try to take your life away, Daddy.
Well, yes, Cecile, they're going to try, but I'm not going to let them.
Wow.
Oof.
Pretty honest there.
Mm-hmm.
And then mean that in the way of like how old she is.
Right.
Is she really gonna take it in?
Can't sleep?
Men are so young. Now they sent me a new crop of them greener. When I look at them, see our boys.
Well, then you're just the man to lead them.
We intend to convince the communists I have today ordered to Vietnam the Air Mobile Division.
I didn't hear the president mention a state of emergency.
No, he didn't.
Well, without that declaration, it means our enlistments won't be extended. An enemy with 20 years of combat experience on his ground. And right before the Army sends us into the fight, they take away a third of my men.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah.
You saw this coming, didn't you? That's why I gave me that new crop of platoon leaders.
Are they doing like a little karaoke night?
You're now the commanding officer of the 1st Battalion of the 7th Cavalry.
Same regiment as Custer. Sure.
It was a teeth grinning, thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Me tell you I needed you
Well, she definitely seems real nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could be really wrong on this, but it feels like she has a feel off of like
his
him.
vibe. Yeah, for sure.
And clearly she has some experience, right? Because she's telling the other wives stuff and
with
Jesus,
Mel's
updating
character.
his will.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He keeps coming back to that image.
And all the notes that he made on it.
Oh, she saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely playing
it's
on
like the
his
second
kind
or
of vibe.
second or third time she's caught him, late at night looking over his studies.
Here they all go, huh?
She told the story there.
Yeah, I'm sure she's going out there to at least say goodbye. Nope. Okay, I was wrong.
Well, they held that shot on the door and they left it, so you could still see it.
Notice in this film that they let some stuff kind of simmer a little bit on the shot. Oh, okay, she did do it.
It was surprising to me that they were all kitted out with their weapons and everything else. I guess I thought they would get to like their base and then everything would be there. That was interesting that they brought it with them.
Yeah, folks, let us know if that was just for the movie or if that actually took place in some bases.
Last night, the enemy hit our camp at Plymay.
How many casualties?
None.
What do you estimate the enemy strength?
We appraise their numbers as manageable, Colonel.
You have no idea.
We have no idea.
Attack us. No casualty. It smell like an ambush to you.
Yeah.
Maybe you ought to get yourself that M16.
Time comes I need one, sir. There'll be plenty of them lying on the ground.
Oof.
Ouch.
Let's go do what we came here to do.
Yes, sir.
Tone has definitely changed now in this film.
Yeah, now it's getting real. And the way they're setting this up, it's like Mel's character knows that's just not going to go well. The vibe they're putting out.
November 14th. Before that day, the soldiers of North Vietnam and those of America never met each other in a major battle.
So this is the very first kickoff to it.
Miles out, dropping a nap in the earth.
Báo cáo chí thủ trưởng, bọn lấy rơi đổ bộ mà cây lên hàng. Quá chặt, không phải chung phát chạy hai. Là cách cây.
Wow, so there they got warning and they're still in the air.
First one.
Oh boy, I don't like that look.
I was gonna say, what were they?
Yeah, they're just firing on the tree line for cover.
First platoon, let's move. units maintain contact. Over. It's a scout! Let's take a prisoner!
Stop.
Break ranks.
This is all gonna be wired.
Come on! Hey, I got something here. I got a boy!
What the hell?
There ain't no boy. He say he deserted.
Ask him where his friends are.
He say this is base camp of whole division. 4,000 men.
Where?
I know.
4,000.
Jesus.
Tell all the patrols to hold their position.
Oh my
There
God.
goes the radio.
Sir, we don't get that guy.
You call in all the patrols. We have to regroup and engage the enemy's fire with the LZ plot.
Net call. This is Trojan 2. Right, go over here.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
they're going right into it.
Check your ammo. Everybody check ammo. Come on. I'll get us out of here.
Oh.
Stay down. Form a perimeter. Return your ammo and stay down. Understand the situation and communication clearly.
Who got his flashlight?
Jeez.
Fire, repeat, we are taking fire. This is Tito going down in 30. Fuck you. You gotta go. We're out of here.
All right, I got you.
I thought I could die for my country.
Oh, his eyes.
Bunga,
Sorry.
tell my wife.
This is Savage. I need artillery to these coordinates.
Oh.
Copy, we are cut off.
Oh man.
We're getting close to 100 more, sir. I'll go to you. Good to tell you, sir. Anh Jim. Phải đâu mày? Và không cho chúng ta thoát. Đồng chí người sao? Tất cả các đồng chí, tiến lên.
That's a lot of manpower they got going.
I said 4,000.
Mm-hmm.
So hard, LZ, we'll be jumping.
Oh.
Đồng chí của địch chưa? Sắp tới được đó. Em Mỹ đang đổ bộ. Hãy dùng cái số để tấn công. Do not let them flank. I repeat, do not let them flank. Secure the big bang.
Interesting.
Wow.
Showing it from the two leaders' standpoint. They're both doing the exact same thing. Or they know what the other's doing. And
Just how they're playing their pieces, of a chessboard, so to speak.
Mom, I want you to keep trying to raise those medevac boys.
Oh.
I'm all right. Charlie, come here. I want you to get me all the air support you can get me on that mountain.
Oh,
Holy shit.
napalm, right?
Medevac command of the 7th Cavalry. Are you inbound? Yeah, it's a little hot. You can make it, though. Just watch our approach. Follow us in.
Gosh, how long did it take to shoot this? Oh man.
I mean, this has been what it feels like an hour of just nonstop action.
Snake, get out of here. Bring me the wounded. I'm trying to flank us. Trench out along the line.
Man.
46, we're in heavy contact. Can you hold? We're spread thin circle. We'll give them hell.
Oh, shit.
So many.
All 7th Cav air units, LZ X-ray is closed.
First time out, a whole battalion massacred. More is still fighting. Got a whole platoon lost. They're not lost. They're only cut off and surrounded.
I don't see the difference.
We need to carve out an emergency LZ right over there. Fire in the hole! Randall, we've blown a new LZ. And when you come in from the east. Out.
Jesus.
Oh.
Come on, boy. Come on. He's almost at me.
Oh, he's staying.
Go hang on. I'll see you back there, Ray.
Oh.
Oh my God.
You mean who let her all we have in reserve?
Yeah, but it's shrinking up a little.
Doc, you give this water to the wounded. Out of water. Must be terrible for them. Those guys are cut off up there.
Pick your target. One shot, one kill, all right? Roger that, guard!
Jesus Christ, they're surrounded.
Oh.
This is brutal.
You ready to get out? I want you to go over there and reinforce the ship. Get me down! We got to break through to that cut-off platoon. We got an American platoon out there. Hey, you got enough room for one more? If you're crazy enough, get in. Yes, sir.
A journalist.
He's done a war movie or two.
With those lights down there, enemy soldiers. They use candles on the trail. They're moving into position to attack. Here we go.
Gosh. I'm surprised his chopper's still going.
Yeah.
What a view.
You and your boys have done a hell of a job today, Snake. And the last flight for the night, Colonel. When you need it, you call it. Who the hell are you? I'm a reporter, sir. It's a whole chain of lights coming down the mountain on the way in. That's so. Just doing fire me. Tango Foxtrot. 9er6569.
Look at all the holes.
Where's Crandall? Where's Crandall? You led my men into a hot LZ. Yeah, somebody had to fly out and wounded. No, don't you play hot shot with me. Got the balls to face me, but not the balls to face me.
Whoa.
If I ever see you again, I'll kill you. That's right.
Boy, today, huh?
Tomorrow will be worse. If I make it to tomorrow.
Oh, man. This film is... I guess I did again. Never know what to expect for this. These kind of films.
No, it's not the dead ones. I can smell crawling up on us. I need elimination 650-1.
Oh.
Whoa.
No, he was right.
Save your ammo! There's fire! Captain, if you guys are coming, you gotta let us know. It's black out here. I don't want to shoot any of our own guys. Copy?
Sarge, we can't make it tonight.
No.
Oh.
We'll come get you in the morning. Yes, sir. Out.
Both guys just
Couldn't believe they had to. They both couldn't believe they had to say that.
Here they come.
Captain Edwards.
Need elimination now.
Oh my gosh. What a cutscene too.
Oh, they're all getting the news.
Kathy? My cab delivers a telegram.
There's more? Colonel Moore's wife? I need help finding an address.
Oh, for her.
Do you know what this is? Do you know what you just did to me?
I don't like this job, ma'am.
Wait. And tell the cab company if there are any others, just bring them to me.
After that
Talk
experience.
about doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. After what? Oh no.
I just went by to see Catherine. Everybody knows the army wasn't ready.
Oh no.
Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. I thought she would hate me. Your husband can't start.
Oh man, there's like
a stack of them probably.
I'll take care of this. I'll go with you. We'll do one at a time.
Lord, who can abide them? We've
Indeed, there is mercy. Grant them eternal rest, O Lord. Why aren't you a soldier? You got the guts for it.
You know, Sir Galloway's been in every war this country's ever fought. When it came to this one, I didn't think I could stop a war. Just thought maybe I might try and understand one. Maybe help folks back home understand. I just figured I could do that better shooting a camera than I could shooting a rifle.
Interesting perspective there.
Mm-hmm. I sure hope you make it through this one.
Yeah, I mean, back then they didn't have the 24-hour news cycle, the drones everywhere, choppers, satellites, you know.
Ta đã thử biết được kỹ thuật pháo binh của chúng bắn rất là chính xác, áp sát đến gần. Để cho pháo binh của chúng ta phải nắm lấy thắt lưng địch mà đánh. Lại đó!
That's gonna come into play later. You'd think.
Oh. They're going to move right past them? Oh, if you're down to your 1911, that's not good.
Now using his helmet now.
Đã anh dũng hy sinh trong trận chiến đấu khốc liệt này.
Colonel, sir!
What is this, sir? Nothing wrong, except there's nothing wrong.
Let's get back to the termite, man. You'll be fine. On, roger that.
Pass the word on. Every man, fire 3 rounds into anything that looks suspicious to him. On my signal.
Yeah,
pull them out.
Draw them out. They're all just waiting.
He wasn't waiting that time.
Hey, Captain Edwards, Charlie Company on the ridge. They're inside the artillery. I need relief.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh boy.
God, Bob, I need a grenade.
Oh, gosh.
Settle down.
Oh, no.
We get real small in there. Hold on, I've got some artillery right on top of them. We're being overrun. Nah, boys, we're gonna win this fight.
Is that the guy that
Yeah, I think it was the guy on the radio.
Yeah, it is. The picture in his.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
How bad is it, Hal? Get out of the way! Hey, what's your name, soldier? Jimmy Nakayama. I got a baby being born today. Oh, wow. Congratulations. Thanks.
Can't take no pictures lying down there, Sonny.
Yeah, right there. Sir, I'm a non-combatant, sir.
Ain't no such thing today, boy.
I mean, it's not wrong.
These tubes are red hot, sir. I'm afraid we're gonna cook a round off and blow us all up. And we can't cool them all because we're all out of water.
Oh, I've never even thought about that.
Oh, about it getting too hot.
Oh, what are you waiting
He's
for?
pissing on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Makes sense. I mean, oh, just that roar.
Yep.
Gentlemen, prepare to defend yourselves.
No, this is gonna get messy.
What violence do not see the enemy. They should not be down our friendlies. Next call, wait for it.
you can't distinguish
Yeah. they're
enemies
all
from the
mixed.
friendlies. I mean,
Is he gonna bring them all in?
Hastings, broken arrow. Broken arrow.
Confirmed, broken.
That means that an American has been overrun. My God, there's no hiding it now.
Sir! Roger that!
Oh my gosh. This is just nonstop.
I've never seen a movie like this where it's just continuous, unending battle. It never stops.
No, look at that.
Oh!
Lima 96257.
Oh, that was wicked. Oh!
45 degrees at 150. Charlie, call that son of a bitch off.
Oh my.
Get down.
Too got it.
Charlie, listen to me. You're keeping us alive now. You forget about that one. And you keep them coming in. You're doing well, son.
Oh.
Oh.
Jimmy! Can you hear me? We can get you out of here. We gotta get him to the landing zone. Grab his leg.
Oh,
nope.
God.
Nope.
No, I want my lover.
That's really cool. They're doing that overlay with Barry.
I wonder if these are probably real photos, huh? Do you think?
I would think so.
Keep moving forward. Move back. Keep moving forward. Sergeant Savage, you guys still here?
Just had to dig in.
That must have, for Savage and those guys, it must have felt like an eternity.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's a nice day, Sergeant Savage.
Finally said it.
Yep. What he did too unaccounted for, sir.
Boys, let's get him out. Get him out. Let's get him out of here. Get him out of proper.
Yeah, the ultimate respect for Savage there.
Kind of makes you wish you'd signed up for submarines, don't it?
Brigade headquarters wants you lifted out on the first chopper at dawn.
What idiot would keep ordering that in the middle of a goddamn battle?
General Westmoreland wants a briefing.
I am in a fight, and I object to this order to return to Saigon. Now, I will not leave my men. Is that clear?
There's two of my men unaccounted for out there, and it's where the worst of the fighting was. Let's go out and get them. What do you say?
I'm with you, sir.
All right.
Oh boy, what's gonna happen here?
Oh, it's gonna be the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those two.
Willie and
Yeah.
Chris Klein's character.
Yeah, the bracelet. Oh no.
Oh no.
Julie? Oh God, Julie, it's yours. No.
Right now, they're planning their final attack, the one that's going to finish us off. They've let us all night, and come dawn, they'll hit us with everything they got.
Tôi xin tưởng nhớ các đồng chí đã anh dũng hy sinh.
Exactly what he said.
Các đồng chí!
Interesting how they're kind of giving us that final standoff shot.
Yeah, they're so close.
Fix bayonets!
Didn't know you could put a bayonet on an M16. You know they use that.
Oh, here comes the. Oh yeah, he's ready. Oh, wow. Just a full send?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
They get on that thing.
It'd be interesting to know, like, the number they have versus the number.
Yeah. How many more got left?
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, so was the plan knowing, taking the gamble on that's what he was going to do, right?
Yeah, that
have
they were
everyone
gonna
in position, and then they go
bring in the air superiority.
advance
in.
Oh,
Phòng ngự đã phá tan chúng, phòng thủ chúng ta rồi.
Abort.
Yeah. Retreat. Get out of the command post. Oh, there it is.
Translated some of it, mostly personal, but you might want to have a look at it.
Oh, wow.
Now they're all coming in.
It's American artillery. Friendly fire.
What the hell happened here, Joe?
Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Glad you made it, son.
Thank you, sir. You too.
I'll never forgive myself.
For what, sir?
That my men died and I didn't.
I don't know how to tell this story.
Well, you've got to, Joe.
All of our men living and dead are off the freedom's arm.
Yeah, that's right. Last foot off.
Thật là tuyệt thật. Bọn họ tưởng đây là chiến thắng của họ. Sẽ trở thành là một cuộc chiến của người Mỹ.
That's pretty interesting to see him put it back.
Yeah. It's like, you know, you have this one. We'll see how the next one goes.
Then ordered him to lead the men of the 7th Cavalry back into the Valley of Death. He led them and fought beside them for 235 more days.
Oh, no.
Oh, the taxi.
Or is it going to be him coming home? No, he wouldn't ring his own doorbell. I did not see that coming with the doorbell being rung.
Nope.
Children, your daddy's home.
Some had families waiting. For others, their only family would be the men they bled beside. They went to war because their country ordered them to. But in the end, they fought not for their country or their flag. They fought for each other. We who have seen war will never stop singing. In the silence of the night, we will always hear the screams. So this is our story. For we were soldiers once.
All right, well, we were soldiers from 2002, and, you know, going into this, I was thinking about it during the opening credits that I really hadn't seen really any movies about the Vietnam War outside of Platoon. That's one that I have seen, and, you know, the fact that this was, you know, obviously a true story, this was intense. I've never seen anything like this where the battle is the entire movie. Essentially, we had the little bit of levity in the beginning, the introduction to some of the characters, and then bookended that with the end and how everything was tied up and how they dealt with things back home. But aside from, and this movie was so unique for a number of different ways that I wanted to get into, but I just wanted to get that out of the way right away, that I've never seen anything like this. The brutality of it was absolutely insane, which of course, you know, as a film goer and somebody who's watching it, that's you know, I'm sure absolutely minuscule into the reality of what truly did happen. You saw it on the faces of the men, and obviously kudos to all the actors out there. Again, I harp on this a lot during movies, but being able to tell a story with just your face, and you saw it at the end when everything was kind of done and wrapped up. You saw the look on their faces. It was almost, you know, some of them had to look like they couldn't believe what they managed to survive. Some had to look like they couldn't believe what they had done. And you really saw it, I think, in that final battle when the helicopters came in as they were charging the hill, and, you know, Moore and everybody else just kind of stopped and they were just watching what was going on. And it was almost like a look of like they almost couldn't believe it, the brutality of it. So, like I said, never seen a movie like this before, ever. The uniqueness of it, not only showing the battle from both sides and the leaders kind of going tit for tat against each other and knowing kind of what the other was going to do, I thought was real interesting. We had, you know, you maybe seen a little bit of that, but I don't know. I can't think of it obviously in a Vietnam, you know, war movie where it was shown from both sides like that, at least not one that I've seen. And the other unique thing was they showed the battle at home while it was still going on. They were getting the letters. All the wives were getting the letters about the loss of their husbands while the battle was still happening. And I thought that was pretty incredible, pretty brutal. You know, Colonel Moore's wife did the heavy lifting, essentially. She didn't want the wives of the soldiers who were there to get the news from a cab driver, because the government wasn't ready for what was going to happen, so they didn't have the proper procedures in place. So she, you know, kind of picked up the torch and said, "No, this is," you know, she wants to do it right as best that she can. And I found that really powerful as well, that, you know, her and Kerry Russell's character went out and handled giving everybody that news, and some of the performances there were real incredible. The fact that Moore is able to hold it together pretty much for his men until the very end there. I mean, he starts to kind of break a little bit with Chris Klein's character when he's, you know, he realizes that he's gone. But you know, he pretty much holds it together, and even on screen, we still don't see Moore break down at all. His back is to us, the way it's shot, and we know what's going on, but we don't see it. And I thought that was, you know, there's so many images in this that were powerful, right? I mean, it's like, where do you begin? But I liked Greg Kinnear's character a lot. I thought he did an amazing job, Snake. With everything that they had to do, and then they brought in the shot of like the bureaucratic type battles that they wanted to fight, the way the politicians want things done. And even Sam Elliott's character even alluded to that in the beginning, about, you know, politicians will be politicians or something along those lines. And you know, it's like Greg Kinnear's character Snake was like, you know, essentially, I'm paraphrasing, you know, you have no idea what you're talking about, you're not there, you don't try to tell me what to do when I'm going to save the lives of these men. So I thought that was incredibly powerful as well. And the last thing that I'm going to touch on here before I kick it over to the other guys, and I'm sure we could talk about this forever, but the airport scene at the very end was real incredible. I mean, I think anybody who's maybe a little bit younger, and, you know, we see all over on the internet, social media, soldiers coming home, and the big parades and the parties and the hoopla and the scenes at the airport that are all done. When they were coming back from Vietnam, there wasn't any of that. That airport scene I thought was rather tame compared to some of the stories that are out there. But the way, and it was very subtle, and I liked that when the two gentlemen were moving out of our frame and the woman with the kids was coming towards us, she kind of pulled the one younger child aside, away from the soldiers and closer to her. And it's just, it shows how far how far we've come from that. And I do think it's a credit to a lot of folks out there who, were able to give the military the respect that they deserve when they're coming back from things like that, because it wasn't always like that. And I do like that they showed that at the very end. But again, this is like nothing I've ever seen. A very incredible movie. You're in a battle for 95% of the movie. Absolutely like nothing I've ever seen.
Yeah, they had the levity at the beginning, and I think if it even makes a cut, Quinn even said, we're getting that out of the way now because we're probably not going to get too much of it the rest of the way. And I mean, there was the one joke, with Pepper, not joke really, talking about his great grandparents, how they met because each one was missing one limb and they bought a pair of shoes together. But in this movie, I like how they also showed from the other aspect of how they're playing that whole chess match throughout this whole thing. When they take this line, we're going to go here, we're going to go there. So it really dove deep into the whole aspect of what happened in the course of several days of what each side was doing, how they're planning each attack and going at each other. And you talk about how they're welcomed home. I know Oak has touched on it before. A good buddy of mine, his dad was in Vietnam, and he has been very much the same too. He doesn't really like to talk too much about it, doesn't like to bring it up. I mean, my buddy says his dad, there are times when he would get a little down, and we saw some of the IMDb's here where it's saying that, some of the people when seeing the film had to walk out of the theater. They couldn't relive what happened here because this, was a tragedy. I mean, then you throw them into this spot where they're essentially surrounded, and they came through on the victory, but that was just one battle. There was still another war to go. As we saw, Morty got sent back out for 265 days is what I believe it said. So it's incredible what these young men went through. And then on the other side, they were showing what was happening back home, that as tough as it was for them, they had the significant others that were waiting for them to come home, hoping they were coming home, praying they would come home. And we got just a small glimpse into that as we saw, Julie Moore telling the taxi driver, yelling at him, but then at the same time, the taxi driver goes, "You think I love this too?" Because he understands the ramifications, and it's terrible what he has to do. So her just taking on that role of just drop them all off at my house and I'll take care of it, because at least that way it wasn't just someone cold handing you a letter. It was someone there that could be there for you when that happened, and I thought that was very powerful too. And it was nice that they did the doorbell at the end, that he maybe forgot his keys or didn't have his keys.
They really set us up on that.
I like that they did that, because then when they did answer the door and he was there, it was that more impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think these two guys did a pretty good job of covering everything that I would go over film related. So I'm not even going to really talk about the movie. What I am going to talk about is a couple of the things that I think are important. I know this isn't a history channel, it's a reaction channel, but there's a lot of black guys in the history of the United States of America. You can start pre-1776, you can start when you want. There's a lot of bad black guys. The treatment by the reporters and a lot of the people here in America of the soldiers who fought in Vietnam is one of the darkest black guys that we have in American history, period, hands down. And my grandfather fought in World War II, so did my great uncle. They came home to parades and parties and everything. That didn't take away the trauma that they experienced over there, and a lot of the soldiers still dealt with unimaginable PTSD and other issues. Wasn't really clear good guys and bad guys in Vietnam per se. And so all the guys that went over there, as they said in the end of the movie, went there to fight for their country. They weren't necessarily saving the world from, tyranny as in World War II, but yet they dealt with so much of the same tragedy and just horrendous things that come along with war. And it's Mason Quinn was pretty tame when we talk about the treatment of the American soldiers coming home. This was early in the war, but the more involved the media got in the war, the worse it became for the soldiers returning home. A lot of bad things happened over in Vietnam. A lot of bad things. And there's some soldiers that I'm sure did some stuff that they regret, but until you've been in their shoes and you've seen what they've seen, nobody has any right to judge anything anybody did when they were over there. And my dad served from 1964 to 1968, so he went in before all this started. He was in Germany, and he came home on the East Coast. So if you were stationed in Vietnam, you came over the Pacific and came home on the West Coast. My dad came home on the East Coast when he was done in 1968 and was told that even though you're coming home on the East Coast, don't wear your military uniforms to the airport. Come home in your civilian clothes. My stepfather was in the United States Navy from 1963 to 1967 and was told the same thing. So imagine getting drafted or joining up and going to fight for your country and having them tell you, don't wear your military uniforms home. Like how awful that is. It's very, very few World War II veterans left. Very few Korean War veterans left, and we're losing Vietnam veterans on a daily basis. And I'm going to tell everybody watching this the same thing that my father instilled in me. More often than times than I can even count, if you see a Vietnam veteran wearing that hat that says Vietnam veteran, you stop. You take the time to say thank you for their service. You shake their hand. If you're at a restaurant, buy their breakfast, buy their lunch, buy their dinner. If you can't afford to do that, you walk over and you say thank you, because they deserve it. Every single one of those men that was over there deserves it. The film was phenomenal. That's all. Kick it to Dave.
Yeah, so interesting film here. Again, I always say I don't know what to expect when going into these kind of films. Again, this I'm just going to label it war genre. There's probably a better word or better term for it. But it was just never for me. So if it wasn't for this channel and all of you, definitely I wouldn't be watching any war movie. So it is interesting to kind of see the stuff. It's for some of these films that we watch with this stuff, it's interesting because I think we said it in Band of Brothers, but it's always, I don't want to say we have to react, but that the whole channel, YouTube, this YouTube genre that we're in of reactions, that's how we just label it, as react, right? But it's hard to do everything that we are supposed to do because sometimes it's you're focused in trying to take it in, and then of course we have to worry about YouTube cuts, right? So there's only a certain amount of time that we can give for the YouTube cuts. Patreon and YouTube members get the full version, but of course they get a format that is just a watch-along format, because obviously we don't own any movie property or any TV prop. Really, anything outside of what we create ourselves, we don't own, right? So trying to do all this stuff while trying to, at least give some feedback or opinions or any kind of commentary on true events is always tough, because it's like, okay, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and by no means am I trying to make excuses for any of this. It's just, we're just taking it in, and for this kind of stuff, we may not be saying much. And it's not, a downplay on the film or anything like that. It's just, at least for me, in my opinion here, for anything that's true events, just trying to take what they give us here, take it in, and then absorb, and then try to put pieces together, so to speak. With any kind of historical war events, I've always been pretty open, saying I'm not the first war buff ever here to know anything. All right, I'm not a war buff, so I don't know quite the integral pieces. Of course, I've heard of stuff, going through school and everything of what we get taught. So always, like in Hacksaw Ridge, like we were talking about, what was the lead?
Hacksaw Ridge. Wasn't that Garfield?
Andrew Garfield.
Well, Andrew Garfield, but the real life person / character.
Oh,
I can't remember his name. I thought it was Henry. But again, either way, like that's, I'm going to use character, even though he's a real person. But that had no really idea about. So it's always a good
unheard of story.
Yeah, it's always good to kind of get that kind of stuff in. With
So
here,
Desmond.
Desmond Doss.
Yes, thank you, Desmond. Henry, I was way off. So my apologies on that. So like again here, knowing stuff, it's not stuff we always get taught or brought to our attention. You kind of have to seek some stuff out sometimes, or Hollywood brings these kind of pictures, to the world or to the U.S., however you want to label that. So with the film here, I thought it was interesting how they were trying to keep some, graphic, the graphic violence to it, while trying to give you some cinematic pieces to it to make you kind of get a little bit more roped in with emotions. For Ryan Hurst, it took me a minute until you guys said something about Ryan Hurst there, because I'm so used to his long hair
and the beard,
the beard a little bit. Yep. So seeing him with no hair and no beard, that was interesting.
It's because you haven't seen Remember the Titans.
I have not seen that either. This whole cast, there was a lot of well-known names now, but probably not so much in 2002 there.
Yeah.
So seeing the cast was interesting, and seeing how almost I think the first 35 minutes were a little bit of setup, a little bit of training, a little bit of family life, and everything like that. And then the last hour and 40 minutes was, man, I was like, wow, this is a lot. Taking that in of just, it was non-stop.
Yeah. 3 days worth, was it, I believe?
3 days at least what they told us here, right? So with the night scenes, that was intense still, even though you had a moment, tiny moments of what they're giving us on screen of just, you could take one breath, but then you better be on alert, because you just don't know what's coming. And then when they had the flashes going on and they saw, those other gentlemen right there, it was just like, wow. The way they did some of the stuff in here too, knowing what they were kind of going into, didn't seem like the best position to be in, but they still went and did it.
Yeah, and they kept teeing that up with Mel Gibson's character. He kept going back to the battle plans. He kept looking. There kept being little mosquito bites that kept cropping up, and by that I mean the things like losing a third of his men. They didn't have maybe the best information. They didn't even know what the fighting force was. The two guys in charge were just like, well, your job is to go take them out, and that's it. So all these things just kept adding up to Mel Gibson's character, and you just had that bad feeling.
And again, just speaking to what the movie is, of what they gave us, not the actual true events or whatever they may be. So yeah, again, I'm not gonna, when it comes to these kind of films, this one I won't be scoring, but I would recommend to anyone who is interested in it. I would definitely recommend it. It would be my score.
Yeah, I think I would recommend it as well, just because a lot of these stories are getting lost just with passage of time. They're just getting lost, and as Oak alluded to, the men and women who were in these battles are going away as well, and it's not going to be long before there won't be anybody alive who was actually there. So that's definitely something to consider. And look, you know, maybe if movies aren't your thing, and if if you're somebody who doesn't want to see all the gore of it, I would, you know, recommend, you know, at least, you know, taking a look online or finding a history book or something. At least, at least giving it justice to at least kind of get educated, at least a little bit, just to appreciate the things that were done. And so when you see, like Oak was saying, when you see men and women out on the street who have served, you know, you can give them their, you know, their proper respect.
Now, this was based on a book, which probably assume it was true events, but was written about this, and it was Barry Pepper's character that was the one. Joe Galloway was the one that wrote the book, I believe, is what it said. And if movies aren't a thing, read that book, because you will get just as much emotion out of it as you would watching this movie as well.
Or audiobooks for those of us who have a hard time reading.
Makes me sleepy.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was a great film. Hopefully you watched along with us and loved it as much as we did. So for Diamond Dave,
crushed it.
Appleton Oak, Mason.
Well done by everyone involved.
Course answer.
Amazing.
Catch you on the next one, pals.